Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Suddhaspadiga Sankasham Shuddha Vidya Pradayakam Shuddham Purnam Chidanandam Sadashivam Shaye Shankarupena Machittam Pankikritam Abhudhyaya Kimkariyasya Samaya Shankaracharya Mashraye Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Bharathi Karunapatram Bharathi Padabhushanam Bharathi Padamarudham Bharathi Tirthamashraye Vidya Vinaya Sampannam Vitaragam Vivekinam Vande Vedanta Tattvabodha Vidhushekara Bharatim Mala Sudha Kumbha Vibhoda Mudra Vidya Virajat Karavari Jatam Apara Karunya Sudham Purashim Sri Sādhanām Bam Pranatosmi Nityam. Om. I will read the Mangala Shloka of Tattvabodham. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Bhidhiyate. The meaning we saw in the last class. So today we will go through further. Then the author goes to explain further. This invocation sloka is in verse form, poetic form, but the rest of the text is in prose form. It is like statements, question, answers. Sādhana Chatushtaya Sampannādhikarinām Moksha Sādhana Bhūtam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vakshyāmaha. Now the author starts the text in a beautiful and systematic manner. He tells 3 points in this statement. First is subject. What am I going to present or teach? This is the subject. Then, what is the purpose of this text? The third one is, who are the beneficiaries? That is audience or target group. The subject matter which is being taught in this text is Tattva Viveka Prakaram. Tattva means the real nature of oneself. It is called Atma in our scriptures. Vivekaha, analysis or enquiry. Prakaraha is method or procedure. Therefore, Tattva Viveka Prakaraha is the method of self-enquiry or self-analysis. This self-enquiry will lead us to self-knowledge. Enquiry into microbes and stars and other subjects will lead to gaining knowledge in the respective fields. Therefore, similarly, the study of the enquiry of the real nature of myself will lead me to self-knowledge. Therefore, I am going to deal with self-knowledge through self-enquiry. Whatever you know about yourself till now is that which you think you know. Really speaking, you don't know the true nature of yourself. If you don't know the true nature of yourself, it is okay, it doesn't matter, we can always learn. Because it is pure ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. But the problem is, you have the misconception, therefore wrong conclusion about yourself, which makes the life worse. Ignorance per se is not a problem, but the erroneous conclusion, the misconception about ourselves is much worse. Therefore, self-ignorance and misconception are two problems causing great havoc in our lives. Therefore, one has to know the true nature of oneself. How to do that? This is our project work. This is the subject matter. Then, the benefit. For what? What is the purpose of this text? The purpose for which you need to gain this self-knowledge. People may ask, sir, I have successfully managed so many years. I am married, I have children, I have grandchildren also. So a few more years I can always manage. Why should I learn Tattvabodham? People may ask. It may be true, but at least for the remaining few years, why can't you have a quality life? How to get a quality life? Moksha sadhana bhutam. The knowledge will give you moksha, that is freedom. What is moksha? Fivefold benefits of self-knowledge put together is moksha, which we have already seen. This will transform the quality of your life. At least for the peace of mind of people who are living around you. The family members, at least let them be peaceful. If your quality of life improves, definitely it will be better, it will be peaceful for other people also. Therefore, at least for the others' sake, it is better we learn Tattvabodham. Sādhana bhutam. Sādhanam is means or cause. Bhutam is in the form of moksha, self-knowledge, which happens to be a means of attaining moksha. This is the benefit of reading this text, understanding this text. That is, you will get moksham. The third one is target audience. Any institution you want to join, like for example IIT, you cannot just walk in straight away. Maybe for the purpose of taking a walk, you can walk around the institution, see the garden, see the trees and come out. You have to come out of the institution. But if you want to join the institution called IIT, there are prescribed qualifications like entrance examination, then interviews, so many steps they have. So you have to qualify for all those requirements. Then only you can join that institution as a student and learn further. Therefore, if it is true for institution, it is true for Atma Jnanam also, self-knowledge also. It is extremely important. Adhikarinam, eligible students, prepared ones. What is the eligibility? What is the qualification for going through self-knowledge? Author says, Sādhana Chatushtaya Sampattihi. Here, Sampannaha is the one who has virtues. Sampatti is virtues. Wealth. Sādhana Chatushtayam means 4 types of virtues, fourfold qualifications, fourfold discipline, fourfold virtues. The author says, I am going to teach self-knowledge for getting moksha to the qualified people. The author teaches in the form of a dialogue between an imaginary teacher and imaginary student. This is one of the methods prescribed by many acharyas also. And also in some of the Upanishads, if you see, this is the method they use. The advantages is there will be question by the student and acharya, the guru, will answer. So it will be in a question and answer form. Questions will be, most of them will be like what we want to ask. So frequently asked questions, we say FAQ. These questions will be commonly asked by people. Thus, the author uses the method of FAQ to communicate the teaching. Now, what are the questions first? Sādhana Chatushtayam kim? We have to assume that the student is asking a question to his teacher. Sishyaha uvacha. it is not mentioned, we have to presume. Hey Guru, what is Sādhana Chatushtayam? Fourfold qualifications for self-knowledge, so that if I don't have qualification, I can go and acquire these required qualifications. Now, teacher answers, or he enumerates. Nitya nitya vastu vivekaha. Nitya nitya vastu vivekaha is the first qualification. So, in short form, we can say Vivekaha. What is Vivekam? Discriminative knowledge, clarity of thinking, which is the most important virtue in our life. Freedom from muddled thinking, freedom from confused thinking. Even in the worst crisis, one who keeps his mind cool and think clearly with clarity, he can win. He can come out of any unexpected, any situation, any type of crisis. Our Adi Shankaracharya has written a very important and very famous work, Viveka. It consists about 580 odd verses, 584 or so. There he says, the title of the book is Viveka Chudamani. That is, the clear thinking is the primary ornament of human being. It is not the diamond or platinum or gold or silver. It is only the clear thinking, which is Vivekaha, is the primary ornament. Discrimination in English, Viveka in Sanskritam. In these days, in newspapers or in TV channels, media channels, it is used in the negative sense. Discrimination is used in the negative sense. That is, caste discrimination, gender discrimination, nationality discrimination. We used to read a lot of news items. These are used in negative sense. That is, with a sense of partiality or favoritism. But in Vedanta, discrimination is used in the positive sense, that is clear thinking, clarity of thoughts. The second qualification is Iha Mutrartha Phala Bhoga Viragaha. This is the long form. The short form is Viragaha, dispassion. Freedom from all types of addiction, freedom from all types of sensory slavery, freedom from emotional hooks. In positive sense, mastery over our emotions. Any type of slavery creates tension and pressure. Stressed mind cannot think freely. It cannot think clearly. Emotional relaxation is very important for any learning. Therefore, Viragaha, freedom from any form of addiction. The third qualification is Samadhi Shatka Sampattihi. Shatka Sampattihi. Sampattihi means wealth. Shatka means sixfold. Sixfold wealth. That is, here wealth is self-discipline. Sixfold self-discipline. Greatest inner wealth for a human being is discipline. One may have external wealth or one may not have external wealth. It does not matter at all. Scriptures consider inner wealth as crucial. That is self-discipline. The author talks about sixfold self-discipline. The details we will see further. Now this much, first introduction. Then Mumukshutvam. We have already seen this word. The first prayer slokam itself is coming. It is a desire for moksha. Mumukshu is the person who has desire for moksham. Moksha, we have already seen fivefold benefits of self-knowledge. If I have to give you something, I can give only if the other person is ready to receive. Giving always requires two people, one the giver and the receiver. I may be ready to give self-knowledge, I am ready to give moksham, but I can never do it unless the other person is ready to receive it. Therefore, it is a work for both, cooperative work by the teacher as well as by the student. This desire or intense desire for moksha is called Mumukshutvam. Therefore, four important qualifications, virtues or disciplines we saw to get self-knowledge. They are discrimination, starting with D, then dispassion, then discipline, and the last one is desire. Therefore, all four D, it is easy to remember. Then the author clarifies what is Vivekaha. Nitya anitya vastu Vivekaha. Nitya nitya vastu Vivekaha. Nitya vastu is permanent one, permanent thing. The permanent entity is called Nitya vastu. Whatever is permanent is Nityam. What is anitya vastu? Whatever is impermanent. Discrimination means clear awareness of the fact of what is permanent and what is impermanent. Why should we know as to what is permanent and what is impermanent? What is the purpose? What is the benefit of this? If one knows clearly the difference between what is permanent and what is impermanent, he will not have a wrong expectation. He will not expect permanence from impermanent thing. Example, permanent happiness cannot come from impermanent source. This is a very simple fact, and all of us know this fact, but unfortunately we all expect wrongly. Similarly, permanent security or permanent peace cannot come from an impermanent source. If one expects permanent happiness, security and peace, one has to seek only from permanent resource. It is foolish to expect permanent happiness, security and happiness from an impermanent resource, which is wrong. What is wrong here is our unintelligent expectation will lead to sorrows in life. Most of the sorrows are not caused by the world, but our own wrong expectation only create sorrow. You can start observing this in your general life, the fact of closely observing your experiences. What you liked a long time back is replaced by something else now. No likes or dislike is permanent. It is true not only for things, but for people, for objects, for experiences also. Therefore, people who once upon a time said I love you will not always tell I love you all the time. The time may change, ideas may change. They may say I love you after a long time. So these ideas, likes and mind keep changing. We have to understand that our body also undergoes changes. Mind, value, all these things change over a period of time. Nothing is permanent except change. Change is only permanent thing in the world. All of them keeps changing. Nothing remains the same all the times. If one expects these to remain the same, the mistake is on us in a wrong expectation. It is not the mistake of the changing world, changing people. It is our wrong expectation only. If you want permanent happiness, security and peace, you should seek only from permanent source, not from impermanent source. You can get temporary happiness, peace, security from impermanent source. So if you have that clear thinking, then it is fine. But when you seek permanent happiness from an impermanent source, this creates confusion, it creates disappointment also. Therefore, you should have clarity of thinking regarding what I should seek from where. From a cloth shop, you cannot get an electronic item. If you want mango seed, you have to sow, if you want mango fruit, you have to sow mango seed, not an apple seed, and expect mango fruit to come. This clarity of thinking is Vivekaha. Then the other things we will see in the next class. With this I will complete this class. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.